Hello, all you amazing healers. So, today, what I'm going to start talking about, as you may have guessed from the last few broadcasts, is I started talking more and more about online tools. And so, today, what I'm going to focus on is things that you need to consider before you go online. And actually, it was a lot about what it is that you do, who you serve, and what image you want to put forward. And I've covered that in a few of the previous videos. So today what I want to specifically focus on is before you create a website, before you go online, what you could consider in how you write and describe yourself. Okay, stay tuned to hear more. This is Anastasia. I used to be a physics professor specializing in vibrational and quantum physics. After recovering from a serious illness using energy healing on myself, the calling to heal became so strong that I had to quit my 40-year research career. I replaced my 6-figure professor salary within 5 months using a simple but not easy 3-step system that I worked out to grow my healing practice. Now I help other healers grow their practices, whether they're just starting or already have a practice, with this same 3-step system. I'm all about helping you too. Listen in to learn more. Thank you so much for coming back. So today what I'm going to cover is things that you should consider or must consider before going online. And one of the first things that I want to say is that consistency, creating consistent content really helps. So for the longest time when I was focusing on only healing people, is that I would do a broadcast once a week via Facebook Live, and I would announce it. I called it Raise Your Frequency, right? And I did that for 3 years. And I then converted them to YouTube videos, so they're all on there. And it's all about things like, how to ground, how to center, things that I teach my healing clients and that I also teach my healing students to do right away to help them, start their day right. So creating this consistent flow of content like that is really helpful, and via Facebook and via YouTube helped bring in a consistent flow of new healing clients. So, and one of the ways to do that is at the end you always have a call to action to help them then continue to get your content. Call to action would be going to an opt-in page, and I would have them download, for example, a healing audio, which you may still do if you go on to my main website at scientifichealer.com. So the thing before you put up a website, or even after you put up a website, to consider are your core values and your colors, right? So core values and colors go hand in hand. And a lot of healers tend to be spiritual. I am very spiritual, right? So we tend to be spiritual, and that color tends to be white or purple or light purple or something like that. So a lot of healers use purple. And the core values that go with purple, for example, are royalty, luxury, power, spirituality, wisdom, mystery, peace, because purple is a very calming and soothing color, even though it's the highest energy on the visible spectrum, right? So considering what your core values are, and so what is a core value? So a core value is something like loyalty, trust, honesty, integrity, any kind of ethics, love, respect, kindness. These are core values. What a core value is basically how you view yourself and how you treat the world, right? So For me, from the time I was very little, it was very hard for me to ever lie, right? I was not a very good liar. And so even when I went to the store and they gave me too much change back, I'd go, that's the wrong amount. They go, oh, okay, thank you, right? And it was really hard for me to be dishonest about things. And then if I ever were dishonest, then it would plague me for hours and hours and hours. So integrity is one of my highest core values. For example, so the reason why you want to figure out what your core values are, and there's a process, right? The reason why you want to figure out what your core values are is so you can build a consistent image. So the image of what you portray, who you are, and all of that stays consistent. In other words, you use those kinds of words to describe yourself, right? When you build your bio or when you talk about your products, you use those particular words. You also will attract clients that will resonate with you. Oh, I really like what that person has to say. Yes, integrity is super important, right? It's really important to me, and love is also really important, right? So those kinds of words are going to be the ones that are going to attract the right clients. It will also attract the right employees because the people that work for you will resonate with who you are and what you stand for. And it will also help you decide who you want to collaborate with, how to make your decisions, and what to collaborate on. Those kinds of things are really, really important. And, when I was only doing healing, for example, which was a very short period of time, and then I started doing healing courses, meaning I was healing people while they were listening to me in groups. Right. When I was only doing that, I still had the ability to collaborate with people. Right. So it will. Even though if you're just having a healing practice, let's say you want to collaborate with somebody who's a marketer and can help bring in new clients for you, and you make a deal that you split everything 50-50. And then you have to decide where the money is being spent in marketing and all of that. If you don't have somebody that matches your core values, it's going to be really, really, really tough, right? Because let's say, I know that my brother and my uncle each went into business with people that had completely different core values. My uncle's former business partner was all about image. So he would dress in the best clothes and drive the snazziest cars and live in a big mansion. So the money that they made he had a cinema business. The money that they made in the cinema business all went to image, where my uncle was delivering good value. So he would have rather spent the money on creating a really great product because he would shoot commercials for people. He would shoot documentaries. He had a big cinema business he moved from Los Angeles. He got his degree at UCLA and he moved back to Greece, where he was born and raised. So this mismatch of core values, even though they were really good friends, this mismatch of core values caused the company to break in two, and he finally fired his business partner. And my brother went into business with somebody who also had completely different core values, and they had to stop because they were, they grew up in the same church together. We all belonged to the Greek Orthodox Church, and they grew up in the same church together, and they were, childhood friends. He was a best man at my brother's wedding, and just because their core values didn't match caused the business to go belly up. And so you have to be careful with who you go into business with. And you may even partner with another healer, but you have to be careful that you both don't have the same weaknesses and the same strengths, right? Or you may go into business with somebody who's really great at doing online stuff. So they will take care of all of the online stuff. You will do all of the healing, and you split the business again, 50-50 or 40-60 or however you're going to do it. So you have to be really careful with who. I'm trying to keep the reflection of my glasses off, but it's kind of tough. So you have to go into business with someone that matches your core values, that helps you understand. Like one of the things, for example, that makes my marriage work so well is that my husband and I have virtually identical core values. We were both born within a couple of months of each other. We were both the eldest of 4 children, and we actually went to high school together just around the corner. And we dated back then and then didn't see each other for 43 years. And when we came back together, it was like this instant connection and this instant knowing of who we each were because we had very similar core values. And that also works in any kind of partnership, right? So that's why core values are so important. And then choosing your colors, right? So lots of colors. Let me just talk about core values for a second. So here are the places where you focus on core values. Your significant events. It will show you how you react to things, right? For example, getting married, getting divorced, having someone in your immediate family die, getting very ill, like a partner gets very ill. How do you react to that? And that will tell you what your basic reaction or your code of behavior is, right? Like when my mom got very sick, I basically dropped everything and came because she was that important to me, and my relationship with my family was that important to me, right? And I left where I was living, which was in Texas, and I moved to California basically at the drop of a hat because I saw that both my parents were in their late 70s, and I did not want to have them alone because all of us 4 kids were moved away. I did not want to have them alone and not have somebody nearby to help them out. So that gives you an idea, for example, when you have a significant event, what do you do? How do you react to it, right? And that way you can have an idea of what all of your core values are. You should pick between 5 and 10 of them. And then you use these words to describe yourself, right? When you go onto a website and you see a person that has core values all through descriptions, right? Love, integrity, honesty, devotion, dedication, hard work, all of those things are core values. And that's how you can also describe yourself so people understand who you are. And then there are many places where you can find colors that match with your highest 3 core values. You don't want too many colors on your site. I think I have green, purple, and I use a hot pink or close to a red to call attention to it. And that's pretty consistent. And on my healersu.com website, it's basically purple and kind of a blue-green or an aqua green color. And what those signify, I already told you about purple, like indigo, which is somewhere between blue and purple, is devotion, justice, wisdom again, intuition, consciousness, and something about the Akashic. In other words, that's where your whole life history is, including all your past lives and all your future lives, where it's all placed up into a spiritual record. And then between blue and green, right? Green is healthy, yes, go, money, vitality, nature, and growth. and blue is loyalty, trustworthiness, justice, peace, and truth. So in the American flag, for example, we have red, white, and blue. So in the red, it stands for courage in the flag, and the white stands for purity, and the blue stands for loyalty, right? And you'll notice that a lot of banking operations have a blue as their primary color, like Chase Bank, for example, is blue. So by choosing your core values and then relating colors to them, it's got to be something that coordinates well. But by choosing colors that go with them, it will give you kind of a consistent view. And one thing I've got to warn you about is that a lot of people will put together all of their social media haphazardly. So I am active on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and Pinterest. And if you go to all of them, my banner images, my bio, all of that is very consistent. And everywhere in my bio, it has you leading to the same link. I'm about to change that link or change what it says about the link shortly. But it gives you a good idea of what I'm about, and that the green color is primary and the purple is also the indigo that's in there is also in every single one of them. So create a consistent image. I mean, you can go to Canva and go and get a banner for each one. They've got these blank. Take the banner and use the same kind of image for each one, download it and upload it into your social to help create a consistent social image that matches with your core values and your colors. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for you right now, and next time I will talk about representing yourself in business and other ways that you can use those core values and those images to help promote your healing business. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for taking valuable time out of your day to listen in. If you found this message helpful, please help spread the word by giving the broadcast a thumbs up or a 5-star rating. Share it with your friends and be sure to subscribe to my channel with your notifications on. For further training on healing and growing your healing business using my 3-step system, go to www.highpaidhealers.com. And I'll see you in the next video.